And hello and welcome, everybody. I am so glad you guys are here. Welcome to another episode of Cosmic Heart Connection, where I help you connect to the deepest part of your soul. I am your host, Tawnya Moseley, where my mission is to help light workers activate and expand their intuition and their spiritual gifts. Excuse me. Today we have a fabulous guest I'm really excited to get to know. Andy's our guest. Before I click him on, I do want everybody to know that I am extremely thankful, and you guys are always kind of in my prayers. Hello, Nita. Okay, as you travel through this soul journey. So I don't know why that came up, but Spirit wanted me to say it. That's how I work. If you've been watching me and staying tuned long enough, you kind of know how I work. So Spirit's wanting me to let you guys know I'm so thankful that you guys are here. Hello, Heather. Hello, you guys. Thanks for clicking on. If you guys can help me do a favor and share this out to your like-minded people and to your groups, we're getting to know Andy today. So you guys, hello and welcome. Hello, Andy. And welcome. I am so glad that you are here today. I'm going to be doing some tech stuff. So thank you for being my guest today. I appreciate you coming and being here.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for letting me come on.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you from California, and everybody's clicking on and sharing, and I appreciate that. So it was kind of funny. Andy, you guys know kind of how I work. Intuitively, Spirit will take me kind of to people that I feel drawn to. Hello from the UK. And Andy kind of came to me and was like, hey, oh, South Africa. That's awesome. I'm seeing everybody's post. And he's like, hey, well, what about me being on your show? I said, well, let's have a talk and let's, see what it is and see how we drive. So today, and like all of you guys, we're going to get to know a little bit more about Andy. I know he is a coach. He really embraces people's gifts and their unique. Slow down. Their unique gifts, and you really bring those out. Why don't you tell us a little bit more, Andy, on what you do?
Okay, so I kind of embrace my intuition, and also kind of open up a place for people to sort of discover and embrace their own intuition in order to kind of lead them in the direction of owning their own gifts and kind of embracing them the gifts as well. So I call it intuitive coaching because that's the basis of how I work. It's like being intuitive, and it's not just about me being intuitive, it's also about other people. Nature, and that's the way that we figure things out. And I usually just prompt them with questions that I think feel are intense enough for them to get to a new state and explore. It's like an invitation to explore and what's working for them and what's maybe a blockage, or sometimes they'll figure out things that are a blockage from their intuition and things like that. So it's all based on intuition.
Awesome. So how did you, and I mean, why were you led to this? Why did you realize, you know what, I'm going to be an intuitive coach. I'm going to help. I'm going to help people. How did that shift?
Well, I guess I've always kind of had an urge to be an inspiration to people or something.
All right.
So long.
Sorry, we lost you all of a sudden. I'm like,
Okay.
All right, try that again. You said you are always inspired to be a coach, and what?
Yeah, I've always liked to inspire people, and I've also always liked to express myself. So I remember when I was a kid, I used to be really inspired by people that did music, and when I got inspired by them, I wanted to do it myself. And then it feels like when I was expressing myself, I wanted to inspire other people to start doing it as well. So it's like it felt like a kind of cycle in a way, like they inspire me and then I start to express myself, and then with the intention to inspire others. So I've always been trying to do that, and that's what's felt the most intuitive to me from my life. And I'm kind of, the message I try and share with people is that we can all express ourselves in a limitless way that then can make us get in alignment with truth and intuition, which then we feel like we're living effortlessly, and it's not. And there's no effort in there. It's just the kind of aligning with truth and who you really are and being authentic. So I've always wanted to inspire people to find that side of themselves, where they can just express themselves in whatever way they want to do. So then they're authentically expressing themselves, which I would say is limitless, because it's just an authentic expression of who you are, and just urge them to let go of things that are holding them back. And so I guess that's kind of what's got me into this role of being an intuitive coach, because I've always been trying to inspire people, but then now it's a similar thing where I'm still inspiring people, but through a more intimate connection, because it's like actually on a call with people. So I feel like I've just kind of taken it to the next level in a way of I still express myself creatively and stuff, which is still one part of me, and I enjoy the expression itself as well. But then when I'm coaching someone, it feels like it's more intimate. So I like to have the balance.
That's awesome. What did you do before you started coaching?
I've been doing videography for a few years. So I've been making videos for people, and I'm also being a musician, just like being in bands and stuff with people. And so I've done quite a few different creative things, and I did a creative course at university. So I've kind of explored loads of different areas of creativity, and I'm kind of bringing that kind of interest in creativity with my interest in spirituality, and just mixing the two together now.
Nice. So do you work with children?
No, actually, but that's one thing I'm thinking about though, actually, at the moment, because I've started to use my I've got a character called Rory Watts. It was like a dinosaur puppet that I've got, so so I use him sometimes to kind of make things more fun and a bit silly and stuff like that, but then at the same time spreading spiritual messages. So like, I think that would be something that could potentially work with getting kids on board with this thing. So I've been looking into that, actually.
Okay. So what happens, and if you don't know how I work, and some people are kind of wondering, I'm sitting here writing. So spirit comes in, writes down questions, and asks the questions that I need to ask you, and kind of also guides you in a direction that spirit kind of leads you, wants you to go. So that's kind of also how my questions work. That's why when I interview guests, it's a little bit different, just because it's like I'm tapped in and also seeing a path for you. So that's why I'm asking about the children, because children stepped in and said you could work with children.
Yeah. Cool.
With that said, Spirit has brought in something else. And hello for everybody clicking on and sharing. Thank you so much. I'm trying to pin your comments. All right, Teresa, thank you. And we'll catch you on the replay. So have you thought about writing books?
By doing an ebook, actually, just something short that I can get my message out about expressing limitlessly, and just the idea of that. And maybe that could potentially become something bigger. So I have thought about that a little bit. I've done my own poetry as well, so I could be potentially made that into a book of poems.
Okay, because they go writing, magical, books, and writing. So I feel like it's very whimsical. So when you said poetry, I was like, okay, that's it. Because I'm feeling it, because I'm like, why are we pushing this writing? I feel like as much as you help other people, also stepping even deeper into your creativity would be wonders. So you work with a lot of introverts?
Yeah, that's true. I think I do attract introverts because of I just did a 5-day challenge in December. I'm going to start it again in February, starting from the 4th of February. But we did basically what it was is a 5-day video challenge where people just get on camera and I set them kind of a challenge of what to talk about, and then I kind of give them their own creative freedom in terms of what they can do around that, and they can bring in other aspects of what they enjoy. But basically, it's just about them building confidence, and a lot of.
We keep losing Andy.
Yep.
Where'd you go? I'm like.
Yeah, a lot of people were introverts on the challenge, and it definitely helped them to get more confident and sort of put themselves in a place of vulnerability. So I guess when you're an introvert, you don't like to embrace your vulnerability all the time. It's like, oh, I want to stay safe and whatnot. But I was kind of changing the frame a bit around it, of being like, we can all embrace our vulnerability and be appreciative of it, because when we're sensitive to life, that it makes life more worth living,
Right. So do you have any plans or goals this year that you're wanting to accomplish?
I guess I just want to keep spreading the message of of the expression being like a natural thing for us to do. So I guess it's just spreading my message out more and helping more people make that connection. And also, even in terms of like exercise, when we think of exercise, we might not think of it as an expression, but I like to connect the two together. Like when you express yourself physically, I like to say that instead of exercise. So I guess the messages I want to get out, that's kind of my biggest goal, I guess. And then obviously get more clients that I'm serving on coaching calls as well.
That's awesome. I'm sorry, I don't know if anybody heard that. It was really weird. There's a lot of weird things that are happening in this video today. So have you thought about taking children that are introvert, like teens and preteens, and having a circle in your neighborhood and kind of bringing them out and connecting with other kids that are, so help me out here. So they can come out kind of out and say that you can also be an introvert, but there's also other people like you, and knowing that you're not alone. Have you thought about doing something like that?
Yeah, I've actually thought about something similar to that, actually, yeah, which is good that you brought that up, because I had an idea of doing like some kind of workshop for kids that were about to go to high school, because I think when I was thinking about my own experience going from primary school to high school seems like for me in the UK, that's what we call it, so, or primary school to secondary school, it feels like a big jump and it feels like a scary time. So I think it would be, and I think when you take that leap, it's kind of like you're leaving your childhood behind a bit, and it's kind of like, right, you're becoming a teenager or starting to become an adult. So it's like, I feel like it would be interesting to have a workshop around that, where it was just before they did that took that leap, and then just to get them to honor their inner child and honor their childlike qualities that they still have in that moment, and just not be proud, but more like just be embracing of it, not like being ashamed of it, because I think when we go through society, we can end up feeling shameful about having our own childlike desires and wanting to just be a child and enjoy ourselves. But it's like, if you don't have that inside you, then you're not going to live the life you want to live. So I think that was one idea I had, having a workshop around that and just making them feel comfortable with the childlike qualities, because I feel like it's looked down upon, like children are looked down upon a lot of the time. I feel like in society, or it's felt like we need to teach you and you need to learn from us. But I think we can learn so much from children. So I think it would be about honoring their own wisdom or own kind of power. I
think it's a fabulous idea, and I think you should think about doing it this year, because Spirit's pushing it in really heavy. So where are you located? If somebody's like, you know what, I do have an introvert child, and it would be great to connect with you. Where are you located? So
I'm in Leeds in the UK, in England. So it's the north of England.
All right. So if anybody has that, connect with Andy. I posted his information in the feed. What else does Spirit has to ask you? Okay. So you have a sister?
What is it, sister?
I said, yeah. Do you have a sister?
I don't know.
No. Like physically, do you have siblings?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I've got a brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Spirit's saying like, how were you? Say it again. I'm doing better language. So were you unique in your family? Like, I'm the black sheep of my family.
Yeah.
And Spirit's saying, how were you with this?
Yeah.
How are you and your family is the best way I can describe.
Yeah, I've always felt a bit like of a separation, quite a big separation, I guess, of something that's different. So yeah, I do feel like that's relevant. And I was thinking about it the other day, about the difference between me and my brother and stuff, and I'm not sure now what was coming through at the time, but I definitely acknowledge something about the difference in personalities. And I think somebody was talking about different personalities, and I was kind of like, yeah, I can see why that was my brother and that's me and stuff. So we definitely have different personalities, but I think we can both inspire each other in different moments for our lives. But we've both got different kind of ways of going about things. I guess he's more an extrovert and I'm more an introvert. So I think as when we were growing up, I think he wanted to play games more together with each other. Like, he wanted to play games with me all the time. But then I didn't really feel the urge to do that as much when is in playing a game with someone else. I was more interested in doing my own thing on my own. So because I was introverted, that was me. I didn't feel as drawn to play games all the time with other people. It was more like, I want to be on my own for a bit, and then I'll do a bit of that, but generally I want to be on my own more. And it was interesting to see how he dealt with being extrovert on his own, because it kind of brought out his imagination, because he'd be playing games with himself, and then he'd be kind of like pretending that there's a character there with him because he's an extrovert. So he kind of used his imagination to make that work for him. So his extroverted nature was like, I'm going to pretend there's someone there because I like people around me. And for me, it was just like, I don't need to do that because I just feel like I want to be on my own. So, and I just like draw and stuff like that and do creative things. And then I'd like show my parents and go, yeah, look what I've done. And then I guess that's the kind of interaction with people, but I want to be on my own before I do that. So I guess that's an interesting distinction between the two of us, in like me and my brother.
Do you find that those experiences help you more with your clients?
Probably. I think if you own the fact, it definitely helps. If you're okay with how you are as a person and your own personality, you can embrace that, and then you can help them bring that out of themselves and like honor their own uniqueness.
That's what I find when we help our life experience and growing up and who we're around. Because I asked sister because it came in as a very strong sister energy, and usually that just means that because we both are masculine and female, he strikes more of compassion, so that's why that's what it was coming in as. Excuse me. I think sometimes life experiences and different challenging areas and family members and how we have interacted with people around us through school, kind of like what you were talking about, how you remember being in school, working with kids, that makes us sometimes really good coaches because we've had the life experience to deal with certain types, because we've had so much life experience, and that's why they keep bringing introverts. So I'm glad that you said it, because I feel like you can help kind of pull out the uniqueness, like those gifts. And
it feels interesting that you brought that up, because I've just been talking about it with my coach as well, about kind of about the life experiences. I think sometimes people look at your value in terms of your life experiences, which I think does have a certain amount of value, but I think also I would argue the fact of being in touch with your inner curiosity and your inner intuition again, because your intuition is always there. It doesn't matter how many life experiences you've had, your intuition's there, so it's timeless. So I mean, so if someone is judging a coach based on their experience of life, it might not be the best way to look at it. It depends on the way they're going, I guess. But for me, it's based on intuition. So I think that as long as I'm in touch with my intuition, that's the way I will kind of see that as valuable.
Right. And that's what I love about coaches is there's so many different coaches that have different areas of expertise.
Yeah.
But that's why I tell people, feel into your intuition and who you feel guided to work with, especially when people have big goals. Like we're coming into the New Year's resolutions where people have all these New Year's resolutions. A lot of people are working to accomplish, many goals. And really, a lot of people can do it by themselves, but it's also nice to have somebody there kind of in your team, in your corner, rooting you along.
Yeah.
So where can people find you? Sorry.
So I've got a page for my coaching stuff. So that Coach Andy Horry is where you can follow me on there. And I post stuff around coaching quite a lot, actually, about insights that come to me around how I coach, and then other things around spirituality as well. And you can book a discovery call through there as well. There's like a book now button which you can press and then schedule a call with me, and we can figure out if we're a fit, because I think that's.
Oh no.
Is there a strong connection between us that makes sense to continue? And if not, then we can say, okay, it's fine. We don't need to continue. But if we find something that we want to honor, then that's the way we can continue. So if you want to book a discovery call, you can do it through there, or you can just send me a message on my personal profile as well.
And how much is your calls? Like, do you have packets? Like, if somebody decides to work with you coaching, like, do you have packets, or is it one-time session? And how much do those run?
I've got packages. So I've got either 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months. So for me, I'm in the UK, so it's, in terms of what I'm charging in terms of the UK, it's £200 for a month, or £500 for 3 months, or £800 for 6 months.
Awesome.
And I'm also doing a content creation program as well, because of the thing for me is about expression and stuff. That's one of the big messages I share. So I've created a program around that. So it's a challenge every week through the 4 weeks we do the program, of making you become more limitless in the way you express yourself, and like letting go of these beliefs, limiting beliefs and things like that, and just being more in the moment and more in the honouring of the expression than the outcome of it. So that's also £200 for that program. So it's the same as an intuitive.
Oh no, we keep losing him.
Hello, you're back.
Yeah, we're back. You're back.
Yes, program similar to just having a month with me, is it with an intuitive coaching call package. But then it's the only difference really is that we focus on content, and there's a challenge in relation to content. But with the coaching sessions, we'll try and bring it to an end where you set yourself a goal for the week. But then with this content creation program, it's about creating content. So I give you a challenge of what to do that week, and then we check in each week, and then I give you a new challenge.
Okay, and is that as a team? Because Spirit told me uplifting videos. So is that the uplifting videos, or do you do uplifting videos on your page?
Well, yeah, I do videos on my page, and I've got a YouTube channel as well.
Okay, because they keep telling me uplifting videos. So I was like, is this, because I feel like it's broad to everybody? Okay, awesome. And what is your YouTube so people can find you on YouTube?
It's called Being with Life.
Being with Life. Awesome.
And there's a Facebook page there for that as well. And I also got a group as well, which is called Being with Life, Express and Self-Actualize. So that's the group that goes with the there's also a website as well, which is beingwithlife.wordpress.com. So there's like a blog there with other things, like my poetry is on there, and I've got a few interviews with people on there and some articles.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how often do you post your poetries? Or do you post those on your Facebook, or is it just on your website?
Sometimes I'll post on my Facebook and not actually put it on the website, and sometimes I'll put it on the website. So it depends really what comes to me. I think at the moment I've not been too consistent with doing poetry, because I tend to go in and out of things quite a lot. So sometimes I'll do loads of videos or loads of written posts, and sometimes I'll do loads of poetry. I just kind of follow the moment really, and follow intuition. I don't like to stick to rules so much. I like to just follow the intuition.
Right, that's like all of us.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of intuitive people, I'm a pinger, but it's usually where Spirit guides me. It's like this way first and then this way. So that's kind of where I've been. Definitely. Let me see, what other questions does Spirit have for you? Do you do one-time calls, or do you just have the packages? That's what they're asking. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, if you want to have a one-time call, I would suggest just getting a discovery call with me, which is just a free call where we can learn about each other. So, and I can see if I can get you some value in that session, which you feel like it's a good connection between us. So if you want to do a discovery call with me, you can do that through the Coach Andy Horry page. Okay.
Awesome. Sorry, they keep pushing the writing, and I'm like having a conversation with Spirit as you're talking with me, because they keep pushing the writing. And I didn't even ask, does anybody have any questions for Andy? Because I know we're coming down to the wires the last few minutes, but I didn't ask because I'm sitting here talking to Spirit and Andy all at the same time. If you guys have any questions for Andy, please post them in the comments. So if we don't answer them during this live, he can answer them afterwards into the comments. Was there anything else that you had planned on accomplishing this year through your page that I may not have mentioned?
Not so much at the moment. I think it's more about, I guess I'm keeping it quite vague at the moment with the things. I want to just reach a bigger audience and keep spreading the message of expression, limitless expression really. And I'm going to do the challenge next month. So that's another goal, to see where we go with that. Just show up and see if people participate. They did last time and it was pretty good. There's a really good energy in the group when people did the challenge. So I'm hoping that'll be the same again.
I know Pam's asking any fill-in on my sister. I'm not sure what she's talking about here, but you don't do readings, and I don't think that's what we're doing, so I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure, Pam, what you're asking there. So Christine is asking what she wasn't here in the beginning. Why don't you tell her again what you do? Because we're down to wrapping it up anyway.
Yeah, okay. So I'm an intuitive coach. So it basically means me honoring my own intuition and empowering other people to step into their own intuition, so they can follow that and honor the that power of intuition, basically.
And I'm intrigued by this new thing that you're doing next month, where people can watch your videos. Yes, definitely watch the replay for sure. And they can all sign up for that on your Facebook page, and you're going to announce that, right? And how much is that one again for the 1 month challenge?
Oh, the 1 month. Yeah, so the 1 month challenge is £200, but it depends. When it comes to the 5-day challenge, that's a free one that I do. So if you want to experience the challenge, that's coming up in February, 4th of February.
Okay. And you said the 5-day challenge, and that one's 200.
That one's free. That one, the 5-day challenge.
Okay, because they keep pushing this. Maybe I wasn't clear about it, because I feel like there's people that are wanting to click on and talk about that one. Yes, thank you so much, Andy. Andy, thank you for telling us about what you do and where people can find you. We'll also post that in the video afterwards on the replay. Thank you, Andy, for being my guest. Do you have any questions for me before we kind of end our video today?
I think I do in this moment.
That's fine. I'm putting you on the spot there. No big deal. So thank you, Andy. We're going to say goodbye to Andy. Thank you so much for being my guest. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Andy's links will be posted below. Thank you for watching another episode of Cosmic Heart Connection. I will be here next week. We are going to do a full moon video on my page, talking with the angels and beyond. If you guys want to know a little bit more about this full moon and what's going on, please watch that video tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for joining. Have a fabulous Thursday, and we'll talk soon. Bye.